I haven't known him very long, but the few years that I've known him have been good ones, great ones. He is our Legislative District 27 Chairman, Brandon Jones, and he's such an impressive, I'll say young man because you're younger than me, Brandon, but he has a bundle of energy. He has given the Chips and Salsa show a new home, and we can all learn from him because when he comes out here to talk to you, you're going to say, wow, how can such a young man have already accomplished so much? So please welcome to the stage my good friend, Brandon Jones.
Well, hello. Thank you very much, Alice. Thank you and good day, everyone. For all you don't know, my name is Brandon M. Jones, and I am the chairman of the Legislative District 27 Republican Committee. I want to first thank the Reverend Clyde Bowen for putting on this amazing event to recognize the important history of this great nation. I would like to focus our time on just a few relevant things. First, to reflect on one of my personal favorite inspiring stories of an entrepreneur, Free Frank McWhorter, who a lot of people don't know, who fought tremendous odds and was able to persevere and succeed. And second, how we can empower each other with inspiration to help conquer some issues that still hurt many of our fellow Americans. As a pioneer on the Kentucky and Illinois frontier, Free Frank McWhorter coped with the hostile and desolate conditions of remote backwoods as both a slave and a freedman. Heralded for his dedication as a slave, Free Frank managed to amass enough money by hiring himself out to purchase his wife's freedom and then that of his own. As a free person of color, Free Frank owned and operated a successful saltpeter business and was a lifelong farmer. Through his extraordinary business savvy, he purchased several plots of land in multiple states, including the town of New Philadelphia, which he purchased sight unseen. Established in 1836, the settlement was the first city founded by an African American. Free Frank, to me, is a symbol of what can be possible in the most unimaginable of circumstances. This man looked beyond his plight, and instead of allowing himself to be depressed to a state of giving up, Frank used his creativity and innovation as a motivator. He found a way not only to purchase his wife Lucy's freedom and his own, but also become extremely financially successful while doing so. Free Frank amazingly was able to then purchase the freedom of 13 other unfree family members of his. His story is truly that of an awesome entrepreneur who embodied a spirit and great energy we can only hope to replicate in some way. In our current state, in this great nation of opportunity, there are still many obstacles for someone raised in a poor home to be able to achieve what we know as the American dream. Let us reach out and teach our neighbors, friends, and children stories like these, and let them know that with hard work and the right frame of mind, we can truly reach any goal that we set for ourselves as long as we want it bad enough. In a speech to the 164th Ohio Regiment on August 22, 1864, soon after Proclamation 95 was ordered, President Abraham Lincoln said, "We have, as all will agree, a free government, where every man has a right to be equal with every other man. In this great struggle, this form of government and every form of human right is endangered if our enemies succeed." This was said in context to the then current events of the Civil War, but still is true to this day. The only thing that has changed is that the face of the enemy has changed. If we continue to allow these individuals, such as many in the media and our government representatives, who profit from us being divided as a people, to drive wedges between us and our communities, we are still truly in danger. It is tough to believe that still in 2018, many would take the bait and focus on the color of someone's skin rather than judge someone based on the content of their character. We should not forget that we have come a long way together, but there is still much work to be done. Our differences should be embraced and celebrated by each other and shared with each other. We should never shame one another for the privilege we've been blessed with, rather encourage their use to help each other with. The only way forward is to stop putting race differences first and let's conquer the bigger issue of our time, which is poverty. As Dr. King once stated in a 1964 Nobel Peace Prize address, there is nothing new about poverty. What is new, however, is that we have the resources to get rid of it. The resources he may have been speaking of are a little different from the resources I believe we need to share. Many of us have been blessed with knowledge of business, finance, familial, and fiscal responsibility. We must identify those who are willing and able to emerge from their rough situation and bestow upon them mentorship and ideas that will last for generations. If you give a man a fish, he eats for only a day. We've all heard this. However, if we teach our struggling communities and youth the way of entrepreneurship and self-reliance while inspiring them with stories of hope like Free Frank's, I believe we can truly move toward eradicating inequalities that continue to exist to this day. Thank you all very much for being here at this great event. May God continue to bless you, and thank you for celebrating the emancipation of our great American ancestors. Thank you.